Okay.
Hello everyone, Eric Watson here, freelance writer, player of games, writer of Verge, recorder videos, and tabletop role-playing aficionado. Welcome to our Alien RPG adventures. We stream our sessions live on YouTube every Friday. You can watch all of our live series, as well as reviews here on the channel. You can also listen to all these live shows with the Rogue Watson podcast, available wherever you get your podcasts. You can join our official Discord server with invite link in the description below. If you would like to support the channel, please check out patreon.com/Rogue Watson. Shouts to new patrons in the past time until I did my last shoutouts. Sasha and Matthew. For our campaign, we use Roll20.net. For video chat, we use Discord. For streaming, I use OBS Studio. And for my own personal game mother, I always use Mr. Chris. Please introduce the rest of our cast.
I am Chris, your game mother, and we are joined by our squad of badass Marines. Reese, playing Squad Captain Beatriz Silva.
Teehee.
Eric, playing Synthetic Warrant Officer Chaplin.
Prefer the term artificial person.
Artificial person.
A lot of that.
Ray, playing Gunnery Sergeant Luca Mason.
Hello. I don't know my character well enough to make any comment.
Yeah. And Heather, playing Private First Class Ruth Ann Dante.
That's me. Check it. Look at all this stuff and check it. He made me watch Aliens recently. Like, the one guy just kept saying, check it.
Check it.
Wait, so these are characters from the movie?
No, these are not characters from the movie.
Oh.
We got knives, we got sharp sticks.
I got these guns.
Fan favorite.
All right. Go back to my music.
Is this gonna be another bug hunt?
Oh, shit. Stopped it.
Yes.
Actual crickets.
5 years ago, the USCSS Montero, en route from Anchor Point Station to Sutter's World, is commissioned to investigate the derelict remains of the USS Cronus.
Are we still playing D&D?
No, we're not. A science vessel missing for 70 years. They discovered evidence of a biological compound discovered by the Cronus. Biological compound labeled Draconis 26. Draconis 26 proved unpredictable. Appropriate measures were taken. Both the Montero and the Cronus were destroyed. However, usable sample materials were recovered. Survivors, 1. Survivor identity, redacted.
I know that guy.
Present day.
That was me.
Present day. You've all heard of the oil wars. Hell, most of you have been on the front lines as the United Americas, the Three World Empire, and the Union of Progressive Peoples have faced each other down over scarce oil reserves. Too many fronts, not enough grunts, as the saying goes. The United Americas Allied Command, UAAC, and its colonial marines maintain an uneasy peace as protesters and insurgents cause trouble across the colonies. This is true for the United Americas refining and refueling station on the frozen moon Aristarchus in the Kruger 60 system. Before I go any farther, let me take you to a star map. The Kruger 60 system is right here. The frozen moon Aristarchus in the Kruger 60 system, with its oil production and space elevator reaching from the ground up into space to the orbital counterweight station.
So there's a recent article about a space elevator and how it couldn't exist.
Don't question the science.
You have to ruin.
Well, if it doesn't exist, how does this exist?
Checkmate.
I have artwork proving it exists.
This piece of art right here that discounts your entire logic.
It's like a photo.
That's right.
Can't fake that.
But you can't fake that. But the colony is in turmoil and decline. The 2180 Wayland-Yutani census cataloged 200,000 colonists on Arearchus. In the 3 years since then, all but about 2,000 have abandoned the moon for greener pastures. Whilst the military needs of the USCMC are still being serviced, most of the colony is now little more than a ghost town. One week ago, the Union of Progressive Peoples annexed the nearby 61 Cygni system. All communication with the colony there was abruptly lost. In response, Allied Command assembled a fleet to take back 61 Cygni, using the Fort Nebraska refueling station in the Kruger 60 system as a staging ground.
Isn't that the Dune planet?
It's supposed to be snow.
Arrakis.
Arrakis. Thank you.
Not Ariar.
Ariarchus, yeah.
Jeez.
It's one letter off.
Here's my
And
nerd
it's
song.
snowy.
It's snowy. It's no sand. That's where you are.
They do have sandworms, though.
Call them snow worms.
Damn
That's the thing. Somehow.
Sandworms and it's cold? This is the worst.
You expected to be passing through Nebraska on your way to war, but each of you Marines were pulled from your companies before they went FTL, leaving you stranded at the fort on the volatile colony moon of Arearchus. One of the largest oil producers in the colonies, Arearchus is also a hotbed of insurgency, with strong UPP sentiments brewing among the population for years. With the UPP moving in on Kruger 60 next, the United Americas has decided to cut its losses and evacuate the colony. But as of this morning, the evacuation was suspended. All civilians and military transports were grounded with no explanation given. With the insurgency problem, barely a skeleton crew of military personnel, and 2,000 divided colonists stuck moonside, it's only a matter of time before the situation blows up. And that is where you all are gathered. And I'm going to use this opportunity before you all are called into your mission briefing to find out why you were pulled from your squadrons and put into this new squad. We're going to take some time to introduce your squad. If I do show to play, I think it just shows you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. So, first off, you have your captain, Captain Beatrice Silva. Some of you may actually know her by name at least a little bit. She's a pretty well-known Marine. She's known to be slightly authoritative, very professional. But she comes in to the room or to the briefing room, or not, she doesn't come into the room armed, but she is armed with the common armaments of a Marine, which are your pulse rifle, a sidearm, a combat knife. Most Marines have those things. But she is also armed with a rifle-mounted grenade launcher and a data pad that she can use to pull up both orders and situational information.
Most powerful of all weapons.
That's right.
Knowledge.
Knowledge is power. Next up is your local. What do you want to be called? Artificial person?
Yeah. Yes. That's literally the line in the Aliens where he says,
yeah.
They call him a synthetic, and he's like, we prefer the term artificial person.
Artificial person. Your squad's artificial person, Warrant Officer Chaplin. You don't know much about him, maybe I'll let you all decide whether you have, any biases towards synthetics or artificial people at all. But, that synthetics are generally not combat. They're usually support of some kind. And he seems to be very much in that line with a medical kit, and electronics.
So they actually
tools.
smartly don't train their robots to kill and murder.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably for the best.
Probably for the best. a medical kit, electronic tools, and the team's ammo satchel as well. So all of your spare ammo is on your android.
We'll split the party.
So he's a mule.
He's a mule. He's got that synthetic strength.
Mule with a spinning wheel.
Next up, Private First Class, Rutha Andante. She's a fairly talkative Marine as you first meet her, but you do also all know, just from being pulled into Fort Nebraska, you don't know the nature of it, but you do know that she's coming off some fairly serious medical leave. But she comes in armed outside of her normal Marine accoutrements. She comes in with some anti-vehicle RPGs that she is well trained on, as well as a bandolier of grenades.
I am armed to the teeth.
Armed to the teeth. Most of you are, but except for the android. But next up, Gunnery Sergeant
the android.
Mason. She is meticulous is the description of her, but you would identify her as a fairly technically minded Marine, which may not be the standard for Marines, but she's seems to certainly have had some technological training. But she comes in armed with an incinerator unit, so a flamethrower, a bandolier of incendiary grenades, and also a CBRN detector, which stands for chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear. Something every squad should have, the ability to detect whether they're gonna walk into some terrible environments.
I immediately go up and start comparing our knife sizes.
Next up is Private Nathaniel Hammer.
Personality psychotic. Oh dear.
Yeah, so you guys might recognize this type. This is a type of Marine that you all may recognize, and that is just a stone cold killer. He is good at the one thing he's good at, and that is killing folks. And that may be a useful tool in the Marines, but it might be a little.
Man,
Yeah.
he's my buddy.
Can someone remind me how to whisper?
/W and then space and then type the player character name, I think, and then it should autofill.
That's not working. Is it backspace? /W, right?
Mm-hmm.
The only one who comes in as armed as I am.
That's not working.
Just type in the main chat and we promise we'll look.
Okay, it worked for you, Eric?
Did you just see me whisper to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. /W space.
Okay.
And you got to type the character name. So
Okay, it did work. It just doesn't come up. It just doesn't come up as. I thought there would be a pop-up or something. Okay. Okay.
I'm trying to think. I don't
Now
think
we
I
all
whisper
wait
all
to
last
see who
campaign.
starts to look at their
I
chat.
don't think I had to whisper all last campaign. Now that I think about it. Already sowing the seeds of division.
I like the typing now.
It's a lot of typing. I'm a little
He's
nervous.
staring very intently at his monitor.
Yeah. All right, moving on. We have on the opposite end of the spectrum.
A Care Bear.
We have Rifleman Kale Iona. Who...
Oh God! Oh God!
He seems like a nervous. He seems very like he's kind of uncomfortable with all this accoutrement.
He's the Hudson of the group.
Yeah.
I was picturing a Care Bear around some aliens.
But you
To
notice
shreds,
him
you say.
him and Hammer are both armed with smart guns. The actual like
I'll give the nervous guy the smart
person-sized-
gun. Fantastic.
Yeah, but you also know he's also your driver. He is a trained pilot, so he is your Your
What is he gonna do? Like fly 5 miles an hour because he's too afraid of what's out there?
Yep.
Ugh.
And then finally, you've got Jamuski, which I assume I'm pronouncing that right. I don't know.
Sure.
Rifleman Jamuski. And he seems like just a straight up asshole. Like he's not talking to any of you. He doesn't want to talk to any of you. He seems pissed off that he's there. He seems pissed off that anyone's giving him orders. He just seems like a pissed off kind of guy.
He's going through a rough divorce. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
his kids don't talk to him.
Yep. But he is also armed with an incinerator.
Brings all his problems to work.
Yeah. All right. You all are brought into a briefing room. Now, Major Hatfield from the infamous Sin Eaters unit has summoned you for a special Moonside mission. Every Marine has heard of Hatfield, a real soldier who always puts duty first and lost his arm as a result. His remaining left hand is always resting on the brass hilt of his antique U.S. model 1852 Marine sword, with its sharkskin grip bound by gilt wire. His hands grip the hilt as he speaks. Okay, listen up. Everything you are about to hear is need to know, and no one else needs to know, understood? As of 0200 hours, a four-man Marine squad went AWOL from this base with classified intelligence. Intelligence that in the wrong hands will mean life or death on the frontier. Intelligence that simply cannot fall into enemy hands. Command believes that the AWOLs plan to make contact with the Moon's insurgents and defect to the UPP. We're looking for Wojcik, Cavallo, Wright, and Reese.
I found one.
You found one.
He's right there.
He's there.
Did you say pee-pee?
UPP. UPP, just some context. UPP are like space communists. They're straight up like space Russians.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give you.
There they are.
Was that the Command and Conquer game where he's like, "You must conquer space"?
Space. Yeah. We must go to space.
The only place there is no capitalism.
Yep.
Red alert. Is that something?
Mm-hmm. And it was Tim Curry.
Tim Curry.
Saying that too, so. We'll go where there's the only place there is no capitalism. Space. Yeah, it's real good.
I unlocked a core memory.
Here's their ugly mugs and all the info we have on them. Everything else about them is classified. I want you to find these defectors from me, confirm their identities, as well as the identities of any other fucker they've passed information to, and bring them in. For the duration, you are Charlie Team. I will coordinate from Fort Nebraska. All communication will go through me on a secure channel. We are thin on leads, so start at that dive bar, Oblivion. Some asshole there has got to have seen them. Remember, there are insurgents out there, so stay alert. As far as these people are concerned, the United Americas has abandoned them and is now keeping them from leaving this planet, so they might very well view you as the enemy.
This is Myers, you said?
No, this is Major Hatfield
Hatfield.
that's talking to you right now.
Okay.
How badly
I
do you
have
need
a
him alive?
question. Yes, that was my question.
But what is it?
How badly do you need him alive?
Or dead.
Or dead. Well, let me. I added some stuff and it didn't save, so I'm gonna have to wing a bit of the speech. I'll get to that, Marine. It's lower down in my speech.
You interrupted me.
But Marines, you are on a time crunch. Every piece of intelligence that we have says that the UPP is going to arrive at this planet in no less than 72 hours. That means if we want to evacuate the civilians on the planet side, and get out of here. Get our own forces the fuck out of Dodge. We need you to bring these Marines back within 24 hours. This is just between you and me.
We're not gonna get along.
But the evacuation from the powers on high was halted because of these AWOLs. They won't risk them getting off planet. So until you bring them back, no civilians are getting off that planet either. And if the UPP shows up while they're still here, he sort of trails off. I see some looks. I know you've never worked together before, but I cherry-picked your asses because each of you is the best at what you do. So you go get her done. I know what you're thinking, and you need to forget that shit. These bastards are not Marines any longer. They are traitors, and they are shit-yourself dangerous. Do not forget that. Your orders are to bring them in alive if you can, but if they present a clear and present threat, you goddamn shoot, and you shoot to kill. Deadly force is authorized. Am I clear, Marines?
You just see me and Hammer like banging fists, shaking the guns. When are we going? Let's go. Come on.
Do we even have
We got some hunting to
handcuffs
do.
if it comes to that? Are we equipped to take prisoners?
Do we have
You're not gonna need
tasers?
handcuffs.
Because we're
you
all
could
walking
probably-
hammers. and
You could probably secure some zip ties or something.
some zip ties. I have
Yeah,
a bullets
you're
again.
not gonna need no zip ties. They're not coming back in one piece. It's fine.
Do we need to bring back like a finger as proof of?
Right.
You artificials thinking you have to bring back something small.
He did
for
mention,
proof
and
of death.
yeah, he did mention earlier on, and he will keep an open line of communication. So your guys' progress will be communicated back to him.
Oh, I'm sure our communication will never be interrupted in the course of our episode.
Never, for any reason.
It's like you artificials always got to be talking to somebody.
All right, if you Marines are done yapping,
No,
on the
we're
ready
good.
line, fall in and move out.
Let's go, Marines.
All right, as you all begin to move out, we're going to pause everything because I needed you guys to know the
Oh,
background
thank
before
goodness.
It's too much action. We got to slow down. We're
get
gonna pause
nervous.
everything because
Look at this
I needed you
football.
guys to have the backstory before I did the agendas.
I've never been in the military, guys.
Just winging it.
So we're gonna do what we did last time.
How did we do
Which-
that last time? You remember?
I think you guys just took your headphones off
Yeah, and we like
Right,
waved
we-
or something.
and we waved when we were done.
Yeah, because
the
I still
audience
want
needs
people to be able to hear through the audio. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
So what
we'll
Chris
do
is
it
going to
that
do is
way.
going to privately talk to us one-on-one about our
Yes.
own agendas,
what your
which will
personal
immediately
thing
sow the situation and have
You
us
all,
all glancing at each other as we go.
That's right. Exactly.
I'll
it
kill
could be-
you, android.
Just immediately.
It could be the same goals. He could just be repeating
It could
himself.
absolutely be the same goals. Yes.
Probably not, but sure.
I'm the only one who survives again. Survives.
All right.
Your
Let's go
goal.
first.
Heather's goal is you have to die.
Oh
I
no.
cannot self-terminate. Damn it.
I'll go first. I'm team leader.
That is
Team
true.
leader. Yep. All
All
right.
right. So
everybody
when
take
y'all
your
are done,
headphones
just
off.
wave your hands, and then we'll come back.
Yep. Okay, let me open up the agendas. So this is Silva's agenda. So there's two things we're gonna read. One is the top left thing of your just character sheet, which is just your
Mhm.
kind of private background, and that is the fugitives are also sin eaters, and you're both saddened and embarrassed about it. Sin eaters have a rep to live up to, and that doesn't leave room for traitors. But these Marines are your Marines, and they must be given the respect of brothers and sisters in arms, no matter how misguided they are. And so, in case I don't think this background was anywhere, but Sin Eaters are like the best of the best. So they're like the Black Ops. Like people don't necessarily know you're a Sin Eater, but you've done like you know assassinated leaders and destabilized governments. You know that kind of work.
Excellent.
Yeah. So you're one of them, but
Okay.
you're having to go after them.
And so are they?
The AWOLs are, yeah.
Oof, okay.
So your Act 1 agenda is this. Take care of your own. If the AWOL Marines are going to be put down, you're going to lead the squad that does it with respect.
Okay.
So you have
I'll
a
make
job
sure
to do.
everyone's respectful.
Everyone's respectful. You have a job to do, but you're a little conflicted because these are, your people.
Okay.
Any questions?
And how many acts are there?
3.
Okay, so it changes as acts go on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Situation will change.
Yep, sounds good. I can be
Okay.
respectful to others.
Okay, great. All right, wave your hands.
That was really aggressive waving. I'm
Yeah.
I'm traumatized now.
Yeah.
It's the wave of a traitor.
The anti-android agenda. AAA.
Who's next?
I'll go next.
Okay.
To be honest, I'm the most animated of all of you. They look so thrilled to have taken their stuff off.
Okay, Dante's agenda. So there's 2 things. One, there's your private history, which is in the top left of your character sheet, which I forgot to tell this to Reese. I'll tell him later. But you're free to share any of this information if you want. Like, none of this is necessarily a secret that you have to keep. But it's that before this assignment. Oh, I clicked over. Before your assignment, you were a part of. Oh, you're doing that. It's like, why is it clicking? That's right. Before your assignment, you were a part of an infield urban pacification training program, but your squad was killed by friendly fire. Only you survived. You woke up in some special med lab deep under Fort Nebraska and have been there ever since. Now you have palpitations in your chest and your shooting arm jerks involuntarily, the result of your artificial spinal synaptic relay. Every time your stress level increases, there's a 1 in 6 chance you involuntarily discharge your weapon, assuming the safety is off. It takes a fast action to switch the safety on or off. So be careful where you point your gun. Just as your medical discharge.
I feel like I wouldn't keep the safety on once we're like in the battlefield.
Probably not. Yeah.
Because I mean, like, I'm here to kill some shit. I'm
Exactly.
a fucking Marine, man.
Yeah. And just as your medical discharge was approved, the colonial shit hit the fan and the moon was shut down. Sucks to be you.
Damn it.
And then I will give you your agenda for Act 1. The USCMC is the best of the best, so much better than those corporate commando wannabes. Be professional. You want to leave the Corps looking good, and this is your last time out.
Yep.
Right now, your goal is just to retire.
I'm to look like a badass.
You're gonna look like a badass. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hammer and I got this shit on lockdown. We going out like badasses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also forgot to tell Reese this too. In the next scene, I'm gonna privately whisper you a piece of banter to just bring up while you guys are chatting on your way out. Mm-hmm. Just something for your character to just bring up in conversation.
Okay. You know, if the whisper thing stops working, you might also consider using what is this? Discord.
Oh yeah, whispering in Discord. Yeah, that could work too. Yeah.
Just do like individual messages through Discord.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. That's it. You good?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It's Vogue.
YMCA.
I'll go next.
Okay.
Ray, what are you eating?
Wheat checks. Why?
There you go. Chat was asking.
They must know.
Wait, Reese, I want pizza.
Oh, some of us have wheat checks, some of us have pizza. All right, Ray. I'll read you 2 things. One is your personal agenda in the top left of your character sheet.
Okay.
That is, you grew up on the fringe of the radiological zone in Nevada. Fascinated by radiation's effects, you joined the Chemical, Biological, Radiological, and Nuclear Incident Response Force. Unlike most of the kids here, you saw action during the 64 Tientsin campaign. You've been dosed in blazing Kritralsime, I don't know how to pronounce that, shifted through radioactive rubble for dirty bomb survivors and sterilized plague-ridden colonies. You've seen a hell of a lot, but nothing like the metal-mouthed monster that killed your entire platoon on Yaufora Station. You hope to never see anything like that again. And I will give you your Act 1 agenda.
Can I ask you questions
card.
about that?
You absolutely can.
So am I radioactive?
No, you're just you've
know.
been through radioactive stuff before.
What
Like,
is quinch?
it's a chemical. Yeah, I have no idea. Let's say it's a radioactive chemical. I have no idea what that means.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it important or?
It's only important to know that you've been trained to work in these kinds of environments. That's all.
Oh, I see. Okay. And then does it matter what this metal mouth monster is?
It sure does. Because your Act 1 agenda is the Yaufora nightmares won't stop haunting you. You can't cope with being alone and must stay close to a fellow Marine at all times. So your whole previous squad was killed by a monster. And you basically have PTSD and survivor's guilt.
Okay.
And you have nightmares about it. And now you don't really want to be alone.
Does Eric's character count as a person?
I would say it would. Yeah, it's more of a safety in numbers thing probably than an actual human connection thing.
Okay. That's fair. So what was my Act 1 agenda? Oh, just to never be alone?
Yeah. Yep. And you can roleplay this as much as you want, but you are somebody who has a little bit of trauma from this monster situation.
Okay.
Cool. Any questions? Oh, also, I'm going to give you in the next scene. I'm going to give you some banter. I'm going to whisper you some banter to just something for your character to bring up in conversation with the rest of the characters.
Okay.
Any questions?
Don't think so.
You can whisper them to me later on if you.
Yeah. No.
So.
We'll have to play it out, but yeah, I'll keep that in mind.
Cool.
Okay.
All right. Hands. All right. Last but not least, it's Eric's turn.
And these have been so involved, I'm nervous. Don't make this too complicated for me, yeah.
Well, you're the most complicated. So. Where is yours? So I will read you both your personal agenda that's in your character sheet, and then I'll give you your Act 1 agenda card.
Okay.
Your personal agenda. Normally, you wouldn't went to the bottom. Normally, you wouldn't use a weapon unless necessary to immediately save lives. But now you're of two minds about it, literally. You were struggling with the sense that there's another personality in there with you, called Jail. In fact, right now, Jail is the dominant one. You know about Project Life Force, a series of unsanctioned bioweapon tests taking place on the sublevel 3 of Fort Nebraska under the command of the Nebraska's CO, Colonel Myers, and a Wayland-Yutani XO called Wilson. As JL, you don't trust the woman Wilson, but you are loyal to Myers and want to keep his secret safe. You're even willing to kill to do it if you must.
The secret being bioweapons?
That there's a secret biolab underneath the... Yeah.
Okay, so I want to keep people out of that lab?
Yeah, you want to keep the secret, the existence of that lab a secret.
Okay.
Yeah, so you are possessed currently, basically.
Okay.
Everyone in your crew thinks you are Chaplin. And you are, but your mind has been overridden currently by another synthetic.
Oh boy.
Called JL with a totally different agenda than Chaplin would have.
Okay. JL doesn't care about teammates and overrides the
Indeed.
do no harm programming.
Indeed. In fact, to the degree that her Act 1 agenda quietly eradicate any xenobiological evidence behind the squad's back, kill or cut out of the AWOLs, and eliminate any witnesses if you have to. Just play stupid and don't get caught. So what you know...
Wait, so I already know that AWOLs are infected?
Yeah, you do. That's implied. It's not actually listed anywhere, but that's another thing she would know is that what you're hunting these AWOLs for is not the fact they have information. It's that they are in themselves infected with some kind of biological weapon.
Okay.
You're not necessarily sure on the nature of it because Colonel Meyer may have just put you on this task without giving you a ton of background because you're loyal to him. You'll do whatever he says. You know, you don't need a lot of context as an android to follow orders.
Okay. Quietly eradicate these
Quietly, yeah. Because you are, to everyone else, you are still Chaplain.
Yeah.
And if you started killing people, they probably would recognize that you're not Chaplain.
Mhm.
Or that there's something wrong with you.
Okay.
And then I also, as a side note, I will give you some, in the next scene, I'm going to give you some banter. Just something to whisper you some banter, something just for your character to bring up in conversation.
Okay.
As you guys are heading out. Do you have any questions? You and I will probably be doing the most amount of whispering.
Oh, great. Okay.
You didn't get any last game, so
No,
you get it this.
Okay. So, yeah, I guess that's the big revelation is that I didn't know before that these guys were infected by, or that there's even any. Did the rest of the squad know that this is it like a common thing in the universe that that people would recognize these creatures, or are they still like kind of a myth or urban legend?
Not these creatures, but the existence of creatures in space is not is a known thing.
But the xenomorphs, as we know them as meta knowledge players, don't necessarily are not common knowledge.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I'll have more questions as we come up.
Okay. All right. Hands. Okay. You all load into your APC that's going to be transporting you through Arearchus, which I will, in fact, put you on the map now. This is Arearchus. It's on the entire moon. It's basically the only civilized, developed area. The rest of the moon is completely uninhabited.
Does our driver squeak like a mouse every time he hits a rock or something?
So nervous.
You all load into your APC.
This looks like a little Death Star.
And begin to pull out of the fort. The front gates of the fort open up. Your APC runs out. Yeah, that's right. Effects. Which actually, you guys haven't told me where you're going yet. I suppose the first thing is where are you going?
Probably go to that place where the last time they're seen.
Yeah, and that was the bar. Yeah, the Oblivion Bar, which is down here.
Let's go to the bar, get some drinks, ask some questions. No drinks.
Your APC shooting out a lot of fireworks.
Stop it. Serious business.
I never get to play
Guys, I'm really thrilled to be on a team again, guys.
Again? What happened before?
Huh?
You said again.
Yeah. I mean,
When were you on a team before?
before this. You never been on a team? Only one?
I don't know my backstory well enough. I'm not going to answer that question.
This wouldn't be your first time leading a squad, so
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't really know much about my past.
Ooh, so mysterious.
That's right.
Amnesia?
I don't know.
Do I have to type the entire name? This is going to get really annoying.
You should only have to type like the first letter or so, and then it should auto-fill in.
Yeah, nothing's auto-filling for me.
No, it's weird.
Okay. I'll do it, but it's annoying.
To it, but I'm not happy about it.
My name is Warrant Officer Chaplin. I am pleased to be of assistance to all of you on this mission.
Here, carry my drink.
Android.
I'll kill you.
Should you need any medical attention, I have skills in this area.
Me too.
Blanket?
I can also help in the medical support.
You have blankets? Place is fucking cold.
Captain, you need a co-captain. You need help. I'm here. You need an extra shooter. Whatever you guys' names are.
Hammer, check it. This dude is a brown noser.
Oh,
there
we
we
get a
go.
little APC map.
Yeah, I forgot you. I actually have a scene for this.
That's cute.
Yeah, I'm not so much the Android.
Is that my captain seat?
It's
Ooh,
captain
do
seat.
you get the swivel chair?
Sweet. I get this little chair.
Dang.
Looks like it's on a little track to go back and forth with all the buttons.
Mm-hmm.
I expect all of you to behave on this mission. These are Marines we're after. More sin eaters. It's gonna be tough. But they're still Marines.
What information do you think they took?
I don't know, but it seems really important.
I believe we were told that they are no longer Marines now. Is that correct?
Once a Marine, always a Marine. Synthoid, shut your trap.
I don't know about that. You do wrong. I feel like you don't deserve to be called a Marine. I spit at your face. Psh. I mean, not literally at them, on the floor. But I see one of them, I spit in their face, and I won't call them a Marine. No, sir.
Think we'll get a chance to speak to them.
Yes, we'll need to ask them everything they know. They'll need to come in for questioning.
And if they resist,
I hope they do.
We are authorized to use deadly force.
We should have a plan, though. Looking at these profiles, I think ex-Private Carvalho might be one of the easier ones to target first. Take advantage of that bad temper of his.
we did get little descriptions on each one, didn't we?
You did, yeah.
That Reese, though, I mean, known for patience. Oh, man. I don't got no patience.
We're also not sure if they're all still together.
Right, so we're gonna need more information.
Alright, guys. Can we go a little faster?
This is the loading scene, the banter during the loading scene.
There's just a little spinning circle in the corner.
Who's in charge of the Excel? Iona. You driving this thing?
I'm driving it. I'm
Yeah.
going as fast as is safe on these streets.
Go
This-
faster!
This place ain't maintained.
Look, we'll be okay with a few bumps. We got seatbelts. All right. Just we need to get going.
Hammer
Please.
speaks up.
And then I scoot over. I scoot over a seat.
Blue.
Hammer speaks up. He says, Captain, when we're out there, this place is full of insurgents. You know, that Hatfield said so, and as far as we know, the insurgents are UPP sympathizers. And you know what we fucking do to UPP? I need you to tell me I'm not gonna get in any fucking trouble. I start opening up on UPP.
They are not part of the mission, Marine. You will not open fire on anyone unless I authorize it. Or unless they shoot at you first.
He just scowls at you. So
I know about you. You need to watch it. Follow my orders.
he curtly nods, but he just kind of crosses his arms and looks off. I want to kill people.
And you're not letting me. Anyone else have any thoughts of murder before we get to our target?
I mean,
That's what I'm saying. We isolate Carval, and we take advantage of his bad temper, you know, kind of piss him off a little bit, get him going, and we drug him.
sweet. Then he shoots first at us, then Hammer and I take out the rest of them. That's
Anybody
fine.
got drugs on them?
There is a blizzard on the forecast. It would be best if we finished up our business before it arrives, Captain.
You hear that, Iona? The android speaks. Truth.
Mason,
Go
Hurry it up. Get in. Find out where they are and get out.
Jamuski speaks up. A fucking blizzard. And a fucking invasion fleet on the way. What in God's green earth are we doing out here?
Watching you drive slower than Miss Daisy.
This is Jamuski, not Iona.
Ah, wrong one.
we are not on Earth. We are on planet Arrakis.
Fuck off.
Arrakis has a population of... It was founded in...
I take Mason's hat and go shove it in the android's mouth.
All right, you all begin passing through the downtown district, full of two-story buildings, roofs and decks covered in a thin layer of snow. Networking through the streets, you see the massive pipe structures that serve to pump tons upon tons of raw oil from the oil fields straight to Fort Nebraska, making you realize that gunfire in the streets may be a dangerous proposition. The streets feel oddly empty near the fort, but as you get closer to the Eye of Oblivion bar, you see a few more people in the streets, all looking either panicked, paranoid, or distraught. The news of the incoming invasion fleet has clearly spread, and those that couldn't or wouldn't leave the city center are reacting accordingly. As you approach the bar, a large blue neon winking eye with a red crescent moon at its center marks the entrance of the colony's only open bar. I will pull the APC over at this
One
point.
bar for the whole colony.
One bar for the whole colony. As Hatfield told you, like there's only 2,000 people left in this whole city. It's a city that was designed to hold 200,000, but this place has just become a ghost town in the last 3-4 years. All right. I'm going to bring you all to outside of the Eye of Oblivion. Silva, you are free to make any commands in terms of how to approach the entry here that you want. My only request as your game mother is that you leave the other 3 Marines in the APC.
The driver, the murderer, and the asshole. That's
seems
That's
easy,
all
right? Yeah. And you would suspect that it probably would be proper like strategy to have like backup forces, like someone guarding the APC, in general, but then also have some people in reserve in case you need some backup in any situation.
I need someone to, I guess, scout around the back, make sure there's no other exits in case someone tries to make a break for it. Anyone good at negotiating?
yeah, I was gonna say, is scouting a stat, or is it purely like?
There's an observation.
Oh, there's
stat, I
okay.
think. Yeah.
I'm not good at
would
that.
be the equivalent.
I can be some assistance here, Captain. Do we? Sorry to break. Are we always in communication with each other? How does that part of it work?
You guys are on. You guys have comms built into your armor,
Okay.
and let's say, Chaplain, you have an earpiece, not wearing the full helmet. You would have just, or maybe you just have like built-in wireless.
Something's got to be built in. Like what the hell?
Yeah.
What is the point if he's not have at
What's
least
the point
at
if
least a
it's not-
phone built into his head?
If I don't have wireless, what's the point? This android doesn't have Wi-Fi.
All this technology to build a synthetic human, but he's still gonna have a phone.
Yep. So you all are basically a similar situation that you were in the last campaign, where you are on comms and you are free to communicate on an open channel to everybody at all times, or you can privately communicate into individual members if you wanted to. The exception is that while that Major Hatfield can communicate with you all if he wants to, the only one who can directly call Major Hatfield is Captain Silva. Through your data pad, basically.
Knowledge is power.
That's right.
All right. I think 3 of us should go in through the front, 1 through the back. If there's a exit through the back, they can enter in that way. If not, they can meet us back around the front.
Okay. Yeah, Chaplain offers to go scout out the back and keep you in communication about if he sees those specific people.
Go in, ask questions, and get out. All right?
The other thing you're capable of doing on your data pad, Captain Silva,
Airstrike.
not always. Yeah, not always. But
Airstrike the bar.
Just
Let's
nuke
get
it
outta
from
here.
orbit. It's the only way to be
Only way
sure.
to be sure.
That's right. You won't always find results, but you can attempt to see if there are logged schematics of any buildings that you want to attempt to go into.
Okay. Let's pull up a
Selection,
schematic of the
yeah.
bar.
And if you were to do that,
I am.
which you can freely share to the other players. I won't
I will.
coordinate off to you. Yeah. You can pull up the Eye of Oblivion schematics.
That is useful.
Ooh. Alright, so we definitely need someone in the back.
Okay. The rear alleyway sounds intriguing.
Yeah. And we need one person standing guard in the front.
Alright. I'll start making my way back there with that's okay.
What standard protocol for Marines are, but I don't know if they stand guard on the outside or inside in a situation like this, but you know.
It's up to you, because you guys are, to be honest, you guys are in a situation you probably haven't been in before. Like, and this whole thing might actually seem a little weird to you. This seems like cop work. Like, you know, like this, you guys, in a moment, you're probably going to become very aware of it, that you are walking into a public building, fucking armed
Dressed
and armored
as
to the
army
teeth.
soldiers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have disguises?
Do we have disguised self?
Yeah.
This guy's hat.
Would it be possible, without spoilers, to give me vision of the others so that folks that are
Yeah.
watching can see?
Can see what's going on elsewhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll stand guard at the door, but I'm gonna stand guard on the inside because it's too fucking cold out here, man.
All right. Sounds good. Let's go.
Yeah, I'll come with you, Captain.
All right. Let's wait till Chaplain gets in position before we go inside.
All right.
Which one of you is the captain again?
Synthoid.
And you wanted me not inside, just outside, or you want me to go in the back somehow?
I think you can go inside. Just make sure you know where you can see anyone trying to exit the building or not from back there.
Okay. I get on the comms and say, Captain, I have reached the alleyway, single door, and I see no one on the outside.
We're going in.
Breach, breach, breach.
All right, pause.
Myself right here.
Roll initiative. Here we go.
Inside, The bass rumbles. Smoke stings your nostrils, and the alternating crimson and azure strobes burn haloed ghosts onto your retinas. Silhouetted dancers sway rhythmically on the bar stage. While the rest of the colony is a ghost town, Oblivion is packed with locals and migrants, revelers celebrating the end of the world. The bar curves in an S shape and clearly doubles as a stage. 3 dancers sway to the music on the bar, being viewed by a few groups of patrons. The entire population of the establishment makes note of your entrance. Some look visibly hostile, some scared, some attempt to quickly stow away various illicit substances, and a few just go back to drowning their sorrows.
All right. I'm gonna go up to the bar and ask the bartender if they've seen or heard of these AWOL Marines.
Okay. Which are you approaching with the people or the dancers, or who are you actually approaching right now?
The ones on the bar, the dancers.
Yeah, the ones on the bar are dancing. Yes.
Okay.
He walks
I'll
up
go
to the
around.
stripper. Have you seen these
I'll go around to over here to the bartender.
Okay. The bartender eyes you warily, Silva, and he eyes all of your weaponry that you guys have walked in here with. And he seems to almost be fearful at first, then he musters up a little bit of courage. He says, "What the fuck you want, UA?" UA being United America is the government that you work for.
Are you allowed to smoke in here?
Are you asking him that?
No. I'm asking you.
You see people smoking all over the place, yeah.
Okay.
Whether it's allowed or not.
I was going to say, whether it's allowed or not, that's a good question.
Okay. All right. I'll smoke too.
Okay.
Anything unusual been happening lately?
Fuck off. Unusual? You mean we're all about to get fucking murdered by UPP? Yeah, it's unusual. Half these people are resigned to death, asshole.
Yeah. All part of it. The wonderful colony we live in.
Thought you were gonna
Looking
say
for-
life, but that's okay.
4 Marines. You seen any pass through here recently?
We see a lot of people pass through here. I ain't seen none of them.
Can I
I get insight.
edit my board so it doesn't have their name or anything like that, and just kind of show the faces?
Edit what?
The display, where we have the information. Can I show the pictures without giving them the name?
Sure, yeah, you can
Yeah.
do that. You just pull up just the portraits of the AWOLs.
All right.
Yeah.
Have you seen these Marines, asshole?
Take a closer look. And then I get Mason knocks over a bottle of liquor from the counter.
Listen, you guys gonna cause trouble in here. I don't need any fucking trouble on this night of all nights. People are trying to drown their sorrows here.
It's Christmas Eve.
Well, either. So if you just answer my questions, we can get out of here.
While you're having this conversation, Dante, you said you're standing guard at the door?
Yeah, anyone who tries to leave, I grab them by the shirt collar and just hold up the thing next to them to see if it's them.
Okay.
And if it's not, then I just kind of help them along out the door.
Okay. A couple people you notice, I'll pull them out, seem to be intentionally leaving because you guys are there. They don't want anything to do with a bunch of Marines coming into their bar. Whatever the hassle is. So as they start to leave, you're grabbing them and just looking at, comparing them to your photos?
Yeah,
Okay.
check it real close. asking every one of them, have you seen these before? Look, the faster you tell us where they are, the faster we get out of here. You can have
Most
your
of
bar back. We don't
Most of
care
the
about
people
this
you're
place.
talking to, Dante, seem visibly drunk or high, and don't give you any real satisfactory answers. They almost seem scared of you, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, I enjoy throwing them out in the snow.
As you're doing that, Dante, can you give me an observation check, please?
I have 0. No.
So it'll be whatever your wit score is, then, I guess, right? Is it?
So do I put that in as a modifier? Or
No. You should just be able to click observation, and it will
Okay.
roll whatever's in the observation plus whatever's in wits.
Okay. Is that good or bad?
I get like an error message. I may need to reload.
that's
I'm
a
not
different
seeing
looking
anything. I'm just
graphic.
seeing weird photos.
I see 3 failed.
Yeah, that's like 3. Like I don't even know what that symbol is, but like a red circle X.
I think that means the photo's not there.
Yeah. So
I
before
just
they
see-
were yellow.
I just see the 3 black squares. Yeah. 7 black squares.
Oh, you're seeing Lex? I'm not seeing that either. Reese, what do you
I'm
see?
just seeing like the folder with a cross through it.
That's what I'm saying.
What did you guys
Oh,
do?
no. Well, this is
Somehow Ray's
bad.
the only one seeing it correctly.
Ray's the only one actually seeing the dice.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna reload the. I'm
yeah,
gonna reload roll 20 and see what happens.
Yeah, I'm gonna reload roll 22. That's gonna really hamper our progress if we can't see our roll results.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
it's
bizarre.
straight up not showing up correctly. That's
Oh.
weird.
I
Okay.
think that.
That's messed up now.
Now you don't see it.
I see the red folder or red cross through.
Oh, okay. I'm exiting roll 20 and like reloading roll 20.
Should we all do that?
Maybe if everybody's saying.
Okay.
I think that folder with the red thing through it is like the image is missing.
Yeah. Probably.
But it was working for me like this afternoon. Oh, I reloaded it and they're there. Okay, so
I
maybe
see it
just
now.
okay, yeah, maybe reload.
Yep. Okay, that's working. That's weird.
Man, I
Alright,
still
that
don't
makes
see it.
sense.
Hang on.
So what?
I still don't see it. Let me
Yeah,
try
try
rolling
to-
it again, see if I
try-
fixed it.
Yeah, try rolling it again. Yeah.
You got one observations.
No,
Success.
mine's still the picture.
Huh.
Let me close the entire
every-
window and try.
Yeah,
it.
That's
close the
what I did.
entire
I closed the
window.
whole window and then I went back and it seemed to work.
Okay.
Ooh. Ooh. Sorry. More coffee.
So you don't see anything. Dante. You have no successes on that observation.
The first one she did.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I don't see it. It was all.
Oh, that was her re-rolling it again. I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her first actual roll, she didn't get any successes.
All right, I want to test this now to make sure I can see it.
Yeah. You see it now?
All right, so the success, I'm assuming one of them was a success and 2 fails, right?
That's right. Yep. That's
So
what
the
that means.
successes for me are still the weird image, but the fails are there.
Weird.
It's like half working.
Okay. Half work.
I reload it one more time.
Keep reloading till it works.
Until it works, exactly.
Although I reloaded now I don't hear the music anymore.
Oh, really? Let me just stop and start
I
it back
can
up
hear it.
again. I'll start it back up.
We all have our problems.
We all have our
We,
problems.
we haven't had roll 20 problems in a hot minute.
Yeah.
It's just because it's a new system.
That's in all the other alien ones we played, we never had that weird graphical
Yeah.
thing with the
No,
dice. That
that's
was
new.
bizarre.
Yep.
We'll figure. Yeah, I'll just y'all have to help me out.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Back to Silva and Mason. You guys are still talking to the bartender, and he's being very uncooperative. He eventually says to you, like, listen, you can ask around if you want. I don't want any part of your bullshit.
Well,
You Marines can go to hell.
right back at you. I'm gonna take a look at your back rooms then, since you're being so unhelpful.
If there was an intimidation score, then this would be a good time to do it. Instead, give me a manipulation roll on that, Silva.
Or is it command?
Command's like its own thing.
Manipulation is fine. And no modifiers?
No modifiers.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
You're kidding.
6 dice. Where was that odds chart thing? Is it listed somewhere?
right. Yeah, it's listed somewhere. And 6 dice is way more than half. It's like a 70, 67, 70?
You should panic. Panic.
6 dice, you have a 67% chance of getting a success.
Yeah, you technically can do that. So you can push this roll if you want to.
If you wanted to stress yourself out.
Which means adding a stress and then re-rolling the skill check. If you want to do that. And this would equate to you just getting real aggravated as you're trying to threaten this guy about going in the back.
Sure. Let's do it.
Okay. Increase your stress. I don't think there's a push
Bartender's
button,
pretty
but
aggravating.
yeah. But you can increase your stress by 1 and then just re-roll the roll.
He's gonna drop dead from stress.
That's why I smoke. It's manipulation, right?
Yep, manipulation.
So you get a yellow dice now.
You do.
Oh my gosh.
Hold on, I want to check the numbers here. It should say... Oh, it doesn't.
On 7 dice, you had a 72% chance of success, in case you want to know. I feel like as the android, I should tell you this every time. Oh no, it broke again for me. Crap.
It broke again, but I am... But actually
that's
now
the
I'm
face hugger is not showing up, I bet, because it says panic 1.
So mine does show the facehugger.
But now my... so the
Oh, but then it,
for you...
that's weird, yeah. So
for
just
you,
the
Ray,
failure
those
of the
two
yellow
are-
dice isn't showing up on my screen.
Okay,
But the regular yellow
weird.
dice does show up.
We're gonna have to crowdsource. We're gonna have to all ask each other what's that dice saying? 'Cause
Yeah,
someone can
that's
see it, someone
insane.
can't.
I've never seen that before.
Okay.
But it's intuitive because that one literally says panic 1, so you know that was a failure.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, no successes. He kind of backs off and says, "Well, fuck. I can't stop you, but you're not getting any help from me." And he kind of backs into a back room. He kind of retreats from you.
Fine with me at this point. Alright, let's go, Mason.
At this point, I'll radio in to Silva. Say, Captain, I'm still in the alleyway. Do you want me to attempt to enter the building?
Yeah, come on in. We're not getting too much out of this side of things.
Affirmative. Is the alleyway door open?
You can
unlocked,
try
I
it.
should
Yeah.
say.
Unlocked. Yeah.
Okay.
Chaplain, as you open that door, you see two people who were coming down your direction,
Yeah.
and almost like you guys are meeting at the door at the same time. They're clearly look like they're retreating, like they're trying to get out the back. And you also note that both of them have their hands kind of in their pants, and you can kind of detect that it's not that they're holding on to something that you suspect is probably a
Legal.
weapon of some kind.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is it a large package?
That's a large. They're both holding on to large packages.
I will appear as non-threatening as I can. And I'm not carrying weapons, I believe, or armor.
You're not. Yeah, unless you want to be, but
Giant syringes.
just syringes.
I will say, hello, citizens. I am Warrant Officer Chaplain, looking for some lost individuals. Not looking to cause any trouble here, just looking for some answers. And assuming they don't freak out, I will then... do I have a way of showing the people?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just pulling up their images. Yes.
Yeah. I will just hold up that image and kind of look to gauge their reaction. Have you seen any of these soldiers around?
You get a definite reaction when you show them the pictures.
Okay.
But they don't want you to see that they reacted to them. They go, maybe we're in here a lot. They might have been in here last night. I don't know. They look kind of familiar, maybe.
All right. Do you know if they spoke to anyone, or if anyone knows about their current whereabouts? Their missing is causing a wide problem across the colony, and locating these individuals will help save many, many lives.
Listen, man, we don't want any trouble. We're just trying to leave. Whatever you want these guys for, none of our business. We don't know anything.
Well, you have already been very helpful, but we require some information. Is there someone else that we need to talk to? And it's, at some point while I'm talking to them, I will attempt to radio in to the captain and tell the captain to approach carefully, possibly armed detainees back here.
All right.
I'll literally say to the captain, armed and nervous detainees here.
Okay. Mason, let's go through the back here.
Right with the
Be
captain.
careful.
Oh, why wouldn't you be careful?
Some potentially nervous and armed people up ahead. We want to try to de-escalate the situation.
All right. Do you think arming our weapons would make them more nervous?
I think we'll be okay. We're Marines.
All right.
All right.
See, what do I got?
I don't have the map up anymore.
I'll hold my. I'll pull out my service pistol.
Jeez. This is how we de-escalate.
Yeah.
It's a pistol. It's a small one.
It's a small escalation.
The small escalation.
So do I see like Mason pulling out his pistol to follow?
Yeah,
captain?
yeah, they're kind of down here at the bar, but you do see that for sure.
Stay.
Well, in that case, then I pull mine as well too.
Okay, well, stay
Okay.
posted in case
I don't
anyone else
want
tries to
anyone
get up
start
the front.
leaving. Nobody's allowed to leave anymore.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna come in through this entrance.
Okay. You see at the end of just a storage hallway, you basically see the scene, or the two people that Chaplin was talking about, and they do seem very nervous. They're kind of still got their hands in their belts a little bit, like ready for something.
Okay.
And I'm actually looking backwards, just kind of, the rear, I guess you could say.
Okay.
But I can kind of see Dante from over here.
Yeah, and Dante, you notice as you stop letting people out, you kind of notice people are starting to get aggravated. Like your guys' presence here is very slowly starting to become a bit of a thing in this establishment.
All right, civilians. We want to get out of here. We want to let you guys go. We just need some information on these 4 individuals.
Yeah, I just start parroting what the captain is saying. Like,
Sure,
look,
yeah.
we don't care about you. We only want these 4. Tell me where they went. And we out. You give them up, maybe there's something in it for you.
Yeah,
I hear
so
there's a-
yeah,
I hear there's a reward for finding them.
you're kind of talking to a little bit of a mini crowd now, Dante
Mhm.
and Silva. As you say that to these two down here, they get real nervous at your approach. They're like, we don't want any trouble. We're just trying to leave, and yeah, they're looking very fidgety.
You tell us where they are, we'll give you a reward.
Two things happen. Dante, one of the people in the crowd says, "I'll tell you if you let me out of here."
Tell me first.
They were in here.
No shit. Why do you think we're here?
We kicked one out. He was drunk off his ass.
Which one? I hold up the 4.
I need to look at the 4. It was Reese.
Okay.
Corporal Reese. Looked like that guy. He was blasted. Stumbled out of here.
Where'd the other 3 go?
Who knows?
You know.
I don't know. Let me out. At this point, down in your end of things, Silva, Chaplain, Mason, as these people are getting more and more fidgety, you all hear a voice come from down the hallway. There is no need for further conflict, my friends. I believe I can aid in this situation and de-escalate this situation. These two fine civilians can go on their way. I will tell you anything that you need to know. A woman walks down this hallway. What's the thing again? Shift Z? There you go. You all can pretty clearly clock her as a synthetic. She's not hiding it. In fact, some of you, maybe I won't judge, some of you might recognize that she is a pleasure model of some kind. Or maybe a former pleasure model if she's working in a bar. It's not really the kind of place you'd see that kind of thing. But she walks up to you all and she says, "I am Faye 2. I am the proprietor of this establishment. It is very nice to meet you."
Pleasure's all ours. What can you tell us about these individuals?
They were here. I can show you. These two,
All right.
though, you have no problem letting them go now that I am helping you, yes?
Yeah, I suppose that's fine. Get out of here.
All right, Chaplain, do you get out of their way?
If the captain says so, then yes.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry, 1 second. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
I'll
take
mention
off.
like thank you for your assistance, citizens.
They just sort of, yeah,
Have
okay,
a
sure.
sucker.
Faye 2 says, "Yes, they were here. What do you wish to know?"
Ray, step up.
Yeah, Mason will wake up and say, "We have reason to believe that they have sensitive information that can disrupt the balance. And we are tasked to retrieve them to prevent any further disaster, especially with the UPP coming. We have reason to believe there's some connection. And this was the last place that we detected their presence. So any information on who they may have been speaking with, meeting with here, any change or exchange of documents, information, just anything that you can provide us would be of great service. And we can give you a little pin if you'd like."
Get you a pin. A little Marine pin. Junior Marine. Okay. Faye will say, "Of course, I understand, and I understand the need. Please come with me to my office." She leads you all into an office where
Should we
she
call
shows
Dante
you.
over? From
Want
Pedro.
to, at this point, Dante, people are still getting worked up at being detained in here. They're saying things like, "Wait, why can't we go? What's going on?"
I'll read up to her. Dante, Synthetic here says that she's got all the information we need, and that we probably won't get any further information from the civilians here.
Got a civilian that said they kicked one out the other day. It was Reese. For being drunk.
Ooh, we can try to confirm that with this person. See if that's the case.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say if you're not getting much more, the Synthetic here may give us a lot more information than those drunkards out there. She seems willing to help.
Ugh, of course, they always seem willing to help.
What? You say something?
No, I'm on my way. I will holster my pistol that I've had out this whole entire time, and then just push through the crowd.
Okay. The crowd lets you go, but they do still seem pretty agitated. But they certainly get out of your way still.
Mm-hmm.
All right, back in the office, Faye 2 says, "I can do you one better than any information I could give. My memory of last night, I vaguely remember seeing them, but cameras don't lie." And she pulls up on her desk security monitor. It's kind of grainy footage. It's got the green scan lines of the old-timey monitors, but it is clearly a surveillance camera of the bar itself. "Peruse at your leisure."
Enhance.
Yep. And yeah, you can sit down and play with the security cameras. Security camera footage. And what you see when you do that.
The two folks here mentioned that they saw them last night, I think. Is that the case?
Yes. So do you want to specifically look at last night?
That's what I would suggest with first, I guess.
Yeah, we'll start there.
Okay.
Let's start 3 weeks and 2 hours.
Fast forward. Hold the fast forward button. You scroll through some of the night until you get to what clearly looks like they're plain clothes, but it's pretty conspicuous. 4 people walking into this bar together. And even without like a zoom in, you can kind of gauge the general attributes of each of your 4 AWOLs. So you immediately clock that these 4 did come in this bar together. They sit at a table, and a sort of gross-looking man with sort of thinning hair sits down with them, and you watch them have a conversation for a little while. And you watch that conversation get heated. They're sort of waving their hands and almost yelling at each other. And then you see them like standing up, and 2 of the AWOLs are yelling at the man, and they storm out of the bar.
I asked her, "Do you know who this man is?"
Does she know who he is? She doesn't know his name, but she says, I don't know him personally, but I can guess. He looks like one of Botos's men. Botos is the insurgent leader here in Ariarchus. A bit of a known criminal figure.
Of course.
So in case you're curious, the 2 that stormed out were, I need to keep pulling up the pictures so I can remember, were Lance Corporal Wright and Sergeant Amelia Wojcik. Carvalho and Reese stayed behind. And eventually you see the man leave on his own after more conversation. It seemed like none of the four of them, the conversation went well for any of them, because they all were arguing. The man who works for Botos apparently left also at some point, and Carvalho and Reese start drinking. You see them just go to the bar and just start laying into shots and drinks. You keep scrolling, and after a little bit of time, you see Carvalho get like violently ill, throwing up all over the floor, falling down in like almost like a fetal position, coughing, throwing up, and the throw up looks darker than like regular vomit. And some of the bar patrons like pick him up and carry him out. You keep fast forwarding. Now it's just Reese in the bar, and he is still drinking. And then you see him get into an altercation with one of the other bar patrons. They start talking, and then they start arguing, and then they get into it. You watch them get into a fist fight, just throwing punches at each other, very drunken punches. And at this point, you watch as some of the two of the bouncers come from out of the back and grab Reese and the other man, and you see them escort him out of the building. Faye says,
good. Is there any outdoor footage?
There's not. She says, our surveillance only captures the inside of the bar. But I can likely confirm what happened to the final man. Our bouncers routinely hand them over to the marshals to sit in a drunk tank. The other three, I can't speak to what happened to them.
All right. So one of them had a pretty rough problem.
Yep.
And Reese got super
That's the way
drunk.
to put it.
Okay. That was last night that happened?
That was last night. Yep. And now
Is there-
you're like mid-morning. It's like 11 a.m. now.
Okay.
Ooh, we're really hungover.
All right. Who do you think we should talk to now?
Probably the local
Are the-
constabulary.
Yeah. Are the bouncers still here?
No, it's too early in the morning for them. And if I'm being honest, my bouncers are probably trying to get off world right now. The only people left here are the people who are ready to die.
Go check the drunk tank then.
As this conversation is going on,
Do we know where these people live? Did we get that information?
Not here. They would have been Fort Nebraska. Like they would have lived in Fort Nebraska.
Okay, is
Marine
that a barracks
station
or
there.
something.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
As you guys are leaving, Hammer comes on the radio.
Can't
Captain,
touch this. Can't touch this.
Go ahead, Hammer.
That's all I can think of. Now I'm imagining Hammer's wearing hammer pants, just always. Comes out.
As he's murdering people.
He's sidestepping. Doing the
Oh man.
permission to fire. We have enemies engaged.
That's not how Hammer sounds on the radio. Oh, no.
Hold that fire. I need I need more details.
Permission to fire.
We got people out here yelling at the APC, throwing rocks and shit.
A murderable offense.
They're clearly insurgents.
Is the APC in any danger of being destroyed there, Hammer?
Iota gets on the radio. Actually, at this, he says, "No, Captain. APC's fine. They're yelling and throwing rocks. Some of them banging on the side, but no, we're in no danger."
There's a lot of pissed off people on this planet right now, so cut them some slack and don't fire on anyone.
Fuck!
Somebody's getting murdered before this is over.
Okay, you all can begin leaving the bar.
I think we should probably go around out through the back and around. Thanks for the information.
The APC swing around and pick us up in the back, so
it,
they don't get.
Well, I wanna see if there's-
it can't get back there. No.
All right. Well, fucking
Chaplain,
engine
can you go to the front and see if there's like notice any blood or anything from the person who was throwing up?
Oh yeah, can I
Dark.
identify that spot? I guess.
Vomit.
Based
Sure.
on the
Yeah,
camera
you can.
recording?
You can pretty much go to the spot, and you look at it, Chaplain, and maybe because you're an android and you got like android vision or whatever, you can kind of see superior vision. Yeah, superior observation. You can see they've cleaned it clearly, but you can see a bit of staining on the spot that you could pretty easily attribute to blood.
Okay. Just blood is there's no like sciencey thing I can do.
No, I mean, not with a
You can
clear
lick it.
I'm the
floor.
worst android ever.
I would like to do science, please.
One science,
know.
please.
Android science.
You can probably look it and analyze it.
Yeah.
End time.
Cameras on the radio game.
Okay, you guys leaving now? You guys going
Yeah,
back?
and there's no like blood trail or anything
no,
in the
there's
front.
no nothing.
The front.
Well, when you go out the front, you do see the crowd of people. It's
Hello.
maybe 20, 25 civilians, and they are yelling. Some of them seem desperate. Some of them are like, "Take us with you." Like there are some who are banging on the APC, like, please, please get us off. Let us in. Some of them
Can
are
the-
angry.
Okay, can the APC pick us up in the back?
No, it cannot. It's an alley back there. The APC is way too wide for that.
Smoke. What do we have gas dispersal or something?
Yeah,
Um,
let's.
Can you all give me observation checks?
or are we fire to the
please?
crowd? Or fire to the sky to the crowd? All of us observation checks.
Oh
Wow,
now I guess
Captain, you
I'm
are
successful.
on this shit.
Wow.
With my 4 dice.
Oh my god. Okay.
I told you I'm observant.
I don't see shit.
Silva and Chaplin, you think for a hot second, in the crowd of faces, you think you see the face of a black woman who looks startlingly like Jamie Wright from your AWOL
Because
portraits.
we did see that in the security camera, they were all in plain clothes, right? They weren't wearing any of their
Yes,
marine stuff.
yes. That's right. But like you clock it, and then the crowd is moving around, and she's gone just as soon as you even think that it might be her. Chaplain, you might be able to rewind your footage or whatever. Like
Yeah, do I have
review
that
your-
capability?
you do have that capability, yes.
See
And
that,
you-
Chaplain?
Confirmed, Captain. I believe one of them is here amongst the crowd, but I'm having difficulty tracking them. There are many citizens here, distressed.
Shit, they know we're here. They're not gonna be around much longer.
Perhaps they may need our help, though. They may come to us. They seem to have been
Maybe.
in some distress based on that footage.
As you all are trying to get to the APC, people see you and start crowding you. They start getting in your face, grabbing at your stuff, which could be dangerous because, like I said, you guys have rifles and stuff on your bodies. Some of them are screaming at you angrily. Some of them are like saying, "Take me with you." I need all 3 of you to please increase your stress by 1.
Oh my gosh.
All 3 of them.
Mine was already at a 1.
Who's doing it?
I ask Eric how
Everyone.
high the number can get.
It's pretty high.
Alright.
Who's
I'm gonna
all
do
doing
some-
stress? Sorry.
Everybody but you, basically, because you don't feel stress.
Oh, not at all? Okay.
No, androids do not
I guess that makes sense.
feel the effects of stress.
I'll do some crowd dispersal. I don't know if I need to start yelling if they just don't back up. After that, I'll escalate to firing in the air or something.
Okay. As you start to do that, Silva, one of them grabs your your arm and says, "Look up there! You think we're trapped here? They shut down the shuttles, they shut down the spaceport, but they're leaving. They're still leaving." And he points, and you can follow his finger to what you see as the space elevator. And sure enough, you do see lights going up and down the space elevator. It does seem like the space elevator is working and is moving up and down into space.
Okay.
Why? Why can they leave and we can't?
I think the company cares about us. And then, try to shove into the APC.
Okay. You all can just brute force your way. People aren't as you brute force your way through the crowd. People don't get violent. They cry, they yell, but nobody actually physically attacks you. You guys are very well armed. It probably wouldn't go well for them.
Is this like Wayland Yutani people
The fort would be the United Americas. It would be your government.
Okay.
Yutani's a company, which I guess
Wayland Yutani is a company. Yeah, this would be more like the Fort Nebraska is a military base, and that the space elevator is literally the middle of Fort Nebraska.
Mm.
That's a good.
Yeah. Okay. So, do you want to head to the sheriff's place first, or the space elevator?
I would recommend, Captain, the local law enforcement. It's currently whatever time.
It's like 1 o'clock now.
Really, in the afternoon?
Maybe
Jeez.
1:30. Yeah.
If we have any chance of trying to catch Lance Corporal Reese still under lockup, we should probably head there first.
Agreed. Let's go.
All right. You all head out. You guys basically kind of heading back through downtown, back to the area you came. Maybe a different route, because the Marshall Station is right here. I can stop the...
No, the club
now.
music. The
club music, it's gone. I'll turn this on.
It's the city's theme song.
Yeah,
That's right.
it's
National
actually
anthem.
blasting through speakers throughout the city. Just constant EDM.
Very patriotic.
Keep the populace docile.
As you all the APC is traveling through the streets, suddenly the engine dies. It just cuts off. Iona sort of taps on the front, looks at a steering wheel. I didn't do nothing. I don't know what this is.
You're getting nervous.
All right.
You all hear a voice from outside the APC. Hello. I mean you no harm. I just wish to speak to you.
Who are you?
Perhaps you would come outside so we can have a proper discussion.
Anyone else with you?
Yes, but they are here for my protection only. They won't do anything.
Cameras or anything we can see out of the APC?
Yeah, there are. And you look out, like you can open up like the slits in the side of the APC or the front of the APC, because it's a lot of video screens, but you can physically see out it. You see a blonde woman, maybe in her mid-40s, and with her are 4 very heavily armored, what you would recognize as commandos. They all are carrying very large shotguns, but they're just sort of standing behind her in a formation. There's 4 of them. She is wearing like a business suit. She does not look like she is in place with these.
All right. I'll go out to greet her, I guess.
Okay.
Be ready for anything. I'll tell everyone else.
Did she disable our vehicle?
Yeah, that's a great question. Is that you back there? Are you the reason we're stopped?
I am the reason you're stopped.
How'd you do that?
Impeding a military
You'll find
vehicle.
I can do most anything I wish to.
Right?
My name, you may call me Miss Wilson. I am the representative for Wayland Yutani on this planet.
Nice to meet you, Miss Wilson, I suppose. I'm Captain
Nice.
Silva. This is my team. I can gesture the other ones come out too.
It's very nice to meet you all. I'll cut to the chase because I know time is very important to you right now. Your interests and my interests are aligned. I wish for us to help each other.
Of course they are.
You are looking for 4 individuals who are extremely important. I am looking for these same 4 individuals.
What interests would a corporation have with 4 AWOL Marines?
They have very critical information that we must extract from them. To do that, I need them alive. I know that your orders are to bring them in dead or alive. I wish to offer my services, and in trade, you will not kill these individuals. We both wish to return them to the same place, to Fort Nebraska. I simply wish them to be brought in of sound body.
Of that, I agree with you.
I am very glad to hear that.
But they
I see.
are... not... They are... what's the faction? United what?
United States... United Americas is the
United
government.
Americas.
United Americas. They are
UA.
UA Marines. We get to question them. You do not.
As long as they're brought back to the fort in one piece, that is all I need. You may question them at your leisure.
We can bring them back to the fort in one piece. Doesn't mean they're going to be conscious or alive.
I'm going to
I
radio
wish them to
privately
be
to
alive.
Captain Silva and say, so is she confirming that they are not at the fort then?
Were they not at the fort? I assume they weren't at the fort, right?
We assumed, but we weren't. We don't know.
Have you seen them out here?
We have not, which comes to you. I believe you have some information. I believe we could perhaps do double duty, do things in half the time. Whatever information you have, should you give it to us, we will explore ourselves and we will meet back up, share the spoils. One of the armored men who you now notice who was behind her kind of tapping into a data pad, he comes up and whispers in her ear, something in her ear that you guys can't hear. And she sort of nods at him.
I'm going to privately whisper again to Silva. Say, Captain, my databanks show that Wayland Yutani is an extremely powerful company, extremely influential, and, if I may be so bold, perhaps dangerous in many ways. We need to be careful.
Yeah. Do you think we can trust them to take them back alive? And not question them before us?
I do not know what this woman's motivation is. But
Do they know where they went?
these four are certainly, if they're wanting to get involved personally, then these four are perhaps more important than we even realize.
Does she even know where they went?
No, she's asked. Well,
She wants
She's
us to
asking
tell
you-
her,
yeah.
like, all that. We're
Yeah.
there, yeah.
do you think it's out of character? Do you think it makes sense for one of us to go with them, like accept her help, and then have one of us go with them, and have one of them come with us or something to search for him?
Maybe. You probably, depending on what ring you talk to, you probably wouldn't trust. Like, really, you're trying to eat like your android just said. But I mean, if you want to do that, you could probably do that. Yeah.
I think we should. We only have 24 hours. I think we need their help. I think two of us should go with them. Make sure they're not pulling anything, and then we can go search for the others. Sound okay,
What do you think?
Chaplain?
If
Yes,
she is
Captain.
actively searching, then yes.
Chaplain? Mason?
Yes, Captain. Let's do it.
I want you. Okay. If it comes up, I want you to go with her. All right. All right. I'm gonna talk to her now.
Okay.
We'll accept your help. We want to question them first, and we're gonna send two of our Marines with you. And if you want to send any of your men with us, I think that'd be a fair way to do this.
Fascinating. I did not expect that. Well, that I think can be arranged. Yeah, she can motion to two of them to accompany your squad.
All right. What information do you have?
We have very little. Just that you were sent out after them. And so we endeavored to meet you.
We know the four of them are at the bar last night. They split up. Two of them stayed, got drunk, and left after that. So we think we know where one of them is. The other three, we're not sure.
Connors, she nods at both the dead bed behind her. He looks some things up. He says there was 2 John Does checked into San Rocco Medical Facility last night, and 1 John Doe arrested, currently at the Marshal Station.
Oh yeah, we should have thought of the hospital, because the one guy was like throwing up his guts.
And the other one,
Yeah.
he's still there?
We don't know.
No.
Just that they were checked in.
That fourth
So
one
there
might
are
have been
two
the
of them?
woman that we saw in the crowd. She's still
Yeah.
out there.
All right. Well, Seems like one of us should go to the hospital, and the other group should go to the law enforcement place.
Split the party. Split the
Split the
party.
party. Split the party. Double the fun. All right. You're gonna make me do a bunch of stuff that I had not planned for now. like think about how these people get around. Like, what's their vehicle? I don't know. Now I gotta figure that
They
out.
just walk around the corner and despawn. Now you gotta have a vehicle.
That's right. I'm sure they have a vehicle.
Cyberpunk motorcycles.
That's right. Okay, so just so I fully understand, Mason and Chaplin, you're going with Wilson? Or is it?
Wilson?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to move you guys over here just so I can...
Prisoner
and then
exchange.
these two... She'll introduce all of them at their proper title, which is not a very proper title. They are Wayland Yutani dog catchers. And some of you might recognize and maybe look down on what's called corporate commandos, like marsh people who were in the Marines or in the armed forces,
no morals,
who sold out to the corporation.
Hammer, you'd
Still
love these guys.
But yeah, 2 dog catchers will come with you, and 2 of you will go with Wilson. Who's going where though?
Me and
We can.
Mason are both the medical people. Maybe we should
Oh, right.
go to the hospital.
Yeah.
I could even say that in character because as a reminder about our skill sets.
Yep. Makes sense.
Sounds good to me.
Of course, you're sending your healers away from the party, so hopefully you don't run into any problems.
Hopefully.
Hopefully we'll meet back up at some point.
Right.
I mean, we have
You
the
guys
2
can-
enforcers, so
Yeah, you guys can stay on radio too, on comms.
Okay.
Talk to each other. Okay. And then you 4 will go to Marshall Station.
how far away are these 2?
I'll take it back to the map to look. So you guys were almost at the Marshall Station, which is right here. The medical facility is just farther. Just farther down the road in the East District.
Oh, it's that awkward where we said bye to each other and then we start walking in the same direction.
You're going this way? I'm going this way.
I gotta say goodbye again, damn it.
Yep.
Constant look over the
I'm
shoulder.
gonna go to the other side of the
Yeah.
street.
I'm not gonna talk to you anymore. We're gonna walk together for a while.
That's right.
Meanwhile, Iona and Smith-Jagowski trying to fix the vehicle, right?
Do
Right.
they have
Well,
to fix
once
it, or is it just like
no. Once
Yeah, I'm
once
like
she's done talking, once you guys have come to
it
this agreement,
magically works again?
She motions to Connors, who had the data pad, and he punches a couple buttons, and your APC
Ah, this is some
Uh-huh.
just
shit.
magically starts back up to life. She says, "You see, having an ally in the company can be useful. We know everything, and we can do everything."
Except find 4 people.
Yeah.
she doesn't respond to that.
I mean, that's not something my character would say, but I like saying that.
Yeah,
as a
right.
player.
Yep.
No, but that is something mine would say
Yeah.
Yeah.
as she walks past after turning the car back on.
Okay. I'm gonna figure out how to do this.
How do we split the party?
How do we split the party? I think we do it like
One
this.
time, too.
Nope, moved you all to the medical center. Shoot.
I think you have to click on their names at the bottom, right? Or no, the new Roll20, I think you can.
Yeah, it's a new thing. There's like a party
There's
tab
like a
in the map
checkbox or
screen.
something. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Out of character names, who's going to which place? Reese is going to the Marshall Station.
Yeah.
So Silva and Dante are going to the marshals.
Okay.
And then APC and all the NPCs are going there too, I assume.
Okay. And then Yep. Okay. I think you guys should be at the right place now.
Okay.
Chaplain and Mason should be at San Rocco Medical Facility, and Silva and Dante should be at the Marshal Station. You guys see that? I mean, you're both just in parking lots right now. But
yeah. Big old parking lots. We only have 2 commandos with us. I assume we're supposed to have Wilson too.
Oh yeah, Wilson. Yeah. I left her where I leave her.
Wilson.
Yeah, I'll bring her over too.
Also, is this a good stopping point, or do you want to stop it?
Almost. Okay. Almost. If you guys can hang on for like
you have
5 or 10 minutes.
Moment.
Yeah. So we're going to focus on, which we'll come back to the other ones at the beginning of next week, but we're going to focus on the Marshal Station team right now.
The only bummer is with splitting the party, I'm only seeing because I can't physically switch.
Even though
maps.
You have view. Oh, you can't switch maps.
I don't think.
Oh.
Yeah. But you
even
can.
Though you have view of both of them.
You just have to pop me over to me
right,
one, and I'll be able to see
okay,
it. If it's worth seeing that map for a second, but otherwise, don't worry about it.
It's yeah, okay.
Thing you would see is a bunch of black lines.
Yeah.
Right now, and some stairs. Maybe
the streets are very heavily textured. A lot of detailing.
Yeah. Okay, Dante and Silva. You approach the Marshal Station. You see the front door.
Again,
right
Wilson
over here.
should not be with them, right?
Oh, you're right.
That's what I was saying. Wilson should be with our team, and then
Wilson should be with your team. Yeah,
they've got the
medical facility.
Because Silva's in charge of this team.
Right. Yes. Okay, got it. Okay. Yeah, you guys are at the front door of the Marshal Station. You can enter. You see the front door. You see inside. You can kind of see someone sitting at a desk. You guys do notice as you're coming up, the parking lot of the station is mostly empty. There's only a handful of cars. Only 2 of them are police vehicles. Inside, the station is equally unsettlingly empty. A frazzled receptionist is frantically putting calls on hold and clicking keys for screens in front of her. And she looks up at you and her eyes get wide. Marines, what can we do for you?
We're looking for an individual you apprehended last night. Last name Reese.
I think I'm going to have to get the marshal to deal with this. I'm not really equipped for manhunts.
All right, get the marshal. Thank you.
You see her run back, and you see this office with a bunch of stations for people to be sitting at. You see 2 dudes in here, basically. It seems weirdly empty. You see her run down here. She uses a key card that she has on her belt to open this door and goes in this room. And then a couple minutes later, you see an older graying man with a revolver on his hip comes out. He sort of eyes you all kind of untrustworthy, and he says,
well, is he 1 day away from retirement?
He's 1 day away from retirement. He says, well, shit upon shit. Trouble comes in threes. Marines at my door. What can I do for you on this fine afternoon?
Well, we're looking for another Marine that came through here last night.
Another Marine like you, armed up.
Were they in civilian clothes?
They were, as far as the surveillance.
One that was in plain clothes and got had a little too much at the bar last night. Last name is Reese.
Didn't catch his name, if I'm being honest, but I remember the fella. He was wasted.
You arrested him and didn't get his name?
He was too drunk to even speak. Wasn't carrying any ID on him. We throw him in a cell, let him sleep it off. He's still in there sleeping it off.
At 1 p.m.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, we need to question him, and it'd be helpful if he came with us.
You want him, you can have him. I got enough problems today.
Yeah, what's been going on?
I mean, look around. Half my folks are trying to get off world, disappeared on me.
Got any side
We're getting
quests?
calls. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Everyone
it
who's
might be a
not
minute. We have
off-world.
the party split.
That's right. We can't take any side quests right now. We just got no one to answer any calls.
Do you
You
need
want to
help
talk
with
to him?
That's a lame
Answer
side
call?
quest. I don't
Is
know.
this the side quest?
I need to answer some calls for the next 2 hours.
Yep,
We
For
can
no-
put the
for no
dog pound
pay.
puppies on it.
that's right. Yeah.
It's
Does
about
he-
all they're good for anyway.
Yeah. They kind of are, they're following you. Yeah. You want him? You can have him. Come with me.
I'll literally tell the dog pound puppies to answer the phone.
The dog.
Yes, ma'am. Phone duty. It is. He comes over and swipes his key badge that's on his belt on this door, and it opens. And he sort of ushers you in. It's right into the hallway, sleeping it off. Says, I can unlock it from
Dante.
here.
Wait out here.
Dante, kill this man.
I will aim one of my long guns that way. Take it off of put it into battle mode.
Okay. Is he the red
You
icon?
see, yeah.
Okay.
The body.
Yeah. It's you can't tell who it is. Basically, is with that icon. It's just a generic person icon. They're asleep on the bed. Their backs to you. But it's an older white man with slightly graying hair, which kind of matches Reese's description. So you think it might be him, but yeah, he's currently asleep.
Okay. I'll bang on
False
the
move and I'll put him down like the dog he is.
jail cell. Say, hey, wake up.
He does not answer you. He seems to be out.
Can I open the jail door?
You sure can.
Turns out they don't like those.
Okay. I'll shake him and say, hey, Reese, wake up.
Ooh, pat him down before he wakes up.
You shake him, Silva, and you pull him back. And as you do, his limp body falls back towards you. And you notice two things. The man has no face.
This
Where
man
his-
has no face.
Where his face used to be is just a gory, chewed upon hole. And
Okay.
then your eye goes down to where his chest is, and there is just a gaping wound in his chest. Rib cage bones are pushed outward to the sky, and you can see right in there to just a dark cavity. And as his body falls back, Silva, you hear from behind you a slurping noise. You think it's behind you, but it sounds like it's above you as well. And you turn and you see in the dark recesses of the ceiling of this hallway what looks like a 4 foot by 4 foot slimy black balloon. And it seems that you're coming in here, it has started to drip viscous liquid onto the ground, which Dante, you can see. You can't see this balloon that's on the ceiling, but you can see stuff dripping in front of you. And as it starts to drip, this balloon or
Grab the guy next to me,
cocoon,
like, what the hell is this?
it begins to open. And out of it,
Candy.
Candy, a black, inhuman thing flops onto the ground, human-sized, but black armored skin, a bulbous, smooth head, and the thing immediately begins to stand to your height. Metal teeth protrude. And that's where we're going to call it for tonight.
All right.
Snap.
Oh
Are we gonna
no.
lose the captain? That's what happened in the other one.
That's what happened in the other one.
I
That
mean,
is-
to be fair, I'm ready to start opening fire.
You are ready.
Oh, I can't wait for you to shoot down the hallway with the captain on the other side. That's gonna go so well.
Hey, I'm a Marine. I'd never miss.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Excellent. Do we have outro music do you want to play, or just play that same
Sure. Same music. We'll outro it.
same music to outro it? By the way, we are going to do a post-session discussion called Chatter of Worlds following this first session tonight. Big thank you to Heather, Raymond, and Reese for playing, and Chris for game mothering. And thank you to all the fans for watching this very first session of Destroyer of Worlds. And as always, thank you to the patrons for supporting this channel. Shoutouts to Platinum patrons: Joe, Will, Thomas, Stan, Brandon, Genocider, Roleplay, Roll, Christopher, Corey, Big Nut, John F, John L, Nathan, Andrew, Stephanie, Jason, Olympic Sports, Warden, Held Yuma, El Seat, On Their Eating the Dogs, Marcus, Snuggy, Hugo, Shay, Chris, and Matthew, and Gold patrons: RPG, Papercraft, Pretty Boy, and Yuma, Deadless Lounge, Jerome, Nathan, Fasica, Torres, Captain, Douglas, Jerry, Glenn, and Mark. Thank you all very much for your support. We're live streaming our RPG adventures every week, and we will see you next time.
See ya. We'll see who dies.
See who died. We didn't lose anybody in the first session, though. That's pretty good.
Nope. Nobody died in the first session.
Is that a possibility?
Absolutely.